You've got big goals. You can see them, you can feel them. You know exactly what you should be doing to make them happen. There's a stronger, more disciplined, more accomplished version of you, and you can almost taste that reality. But then the day starts, and that heavy, familiar fog rolls in. You call it laziness, and it's the force that always seems to win. You kick off the week full of fire. This is the week it all changes. But by Wednesday, the motivation is gone. The excuses are piled high, and you're right back where you started, sitting there scrolling, watching the hours disappear. Then comes the guilt, the frustration, the voice in your head saying the same things it always says. I'm just lazy. I have no willpower. I'm just not motivated. Say that story long enough, and it stops feeling like a thought. It starts feeling like your identity. But laziness isn't the real enemy. In fact, that word might be the biggest misdiagnosis of our generation. The real problem isn't some deep character flaw. It's not a motivation issue. The real problem is how you're thinking about the work. You've been fighting the wrong battle. Instead of trying to defeat laziness, you need to redirect your energy away from talking and into training. Because progress never comes from talking about the work. It comes from training to do it. For years you've been told a simple story. If you're not progressing, you must be lazy. We treat laziness like the villain in our life story, the monster under the bed sabotaging our dreams. You wake up thinking you have to defeat it. You go to sleep thinking it defeated you again. But laziness is rarely a desire to do nothing. It's a signal, like the check engine light in your car. When that light turns on, you don't get angry at the light. You know something deeper is wrong. Laziness works the same way. Sometimes it's fear. Fear of failing after trying your best. Fear of proving to yourself that you weren't good enough after all. Sometimes it's a quieter fear, the fear of succeeding, because success brings pressure, expectations, responsibility. Remaining stuck keeps you safe. Other times, it's confusion. A goal like getting in shape, building a business, or writing a book feels huge. The path forward looks like fog, and when your brain can't see the next step, it conserves energy. It chooses the easiest path, doing nothing. But the biggest misunderstanding is motivation. Most people think motivation causes action, but it's the other way around. Action creates motivation. Every time you blame laziness, you're treating a symptom instead of fixing the system. You reinforce the belief that you're lazy, you act accordingly, and the cycle repeats. But the truth is simple. You're not lazy. You're untrained.
There's a shift that changes everything. Stop talking. Start training. Talking feels productive, but it isn't. Talking is venting about how tired you are. Talking is explaining why today isn't the right day. Talking is buying gear, building plans, and telling everyone about your big goals. Talking is consuming motivation, but none of that produces results. Training is different. Training builds competence. Training asks a simple question. What skill do I need to learn? If you want to get fit, you train your body. If you want to build a business, you train your ability to sell, communicate, and solve problems. Training builds systems. You stop negotiating with your emotions and start committing to routines. You don't ask if you feel like going to the gym on Tuesday. You go because Tuesday is training day. Training focuses on the next action, not the perfect vision. The next step, 5 push-ups, 1 paragraph, 1 email, 1 focused block of work. Energy flows where attention goes. If you spend your energy explaining why you can't, you get better at explaining. If you spend your energy training, you get better at performing.
Imagine 2 people. They wake up on January 1st with the same goal: Run a half marathon in 6 months. Same starting fitness, same job, same free time. The only difference is mindset. The first person spends the first week telling everyone about the goal, posting online, researching gear, designing the perfect training plan. It feels like progress, but very little training actually happens. The second person says nothing, puts on old shoes, runs for 5 minutes. The run feels terrible, but it happens again the next day and the next. 3 months later, the first person is frustrated. The gear is sitting unused. The excuses are constant. Work is busy. The knee feels strange. Maybe running just wasn't the right thing. The second person has built a routine. 3 runs every week. Some days feel great, some days feel awful, but the runs happen anyway. 6 months later, one person abandoned the goal. The other stands at the start line. Confidence doesn't come from motivation. It comes from evidence. Evidence created by training.
If you want to change the outcome, 3 things have to change. First, change your language. The word lazy has to disappear. Instead of saying you're lazy, say you're experiencing resistance. Resistance is normal. Resistance can be worked through. Next, add 1 word to every limitation. Yet. I'm not good at this yet. I'm not disciplined yet. That 1 word turns a dead end into a process. Then turn complaints into questions. Instead of saying the task is too big, ask what the smallest step is. Instead of saying there isn't time, ask where 15 minutes exist. Instead of saying you don't know where to start, ask what 1 piece of information would help. Second, build a system. Schedule your training. Put it in your calendar. Treat it like an appointment. Remove friction from good habits. Add friction to bad ones. Lay out your running shoes. Put your phone in another room. Design your environment so discipline becomes easier. And follow 1 rule. Never miss twice. Everyone misses once. Missing twice creates a new habit. Third, start embarrassingly small. Scale the habit down until you cannot refuse it. Read 1 page. Write 1 sentence. Do 5 push-ups. The goal is not intensity. The goal is consistency. Each small action casts a vote for your new identity. Show up enough times and the identity becomes real.
Let's be honest, most people won't do this. They'll keep explaining, keep planning, keep waiting for motivation, because talking feels safer than training. Talking protects the ego. Training exposes the truth. Training shows you exactly where you stand. And most people would rather protect the illusion than face reality. But if you're still watching this, you already know which path leads somewhere.
You've been fighting a ghost. Laziness was never the enemy. It was a signal. The real shift is simple. Move your energy from talking to training, from emotion to action, from explanation to execution. You don't think your way into a new identity. You act your way into one. Every small action creates evidence. Evidence changes belief. Belief changes identity. You are not lazy. You are untrained, and training can start today.
Now prove it. What's 1 talking habit you're replacing with a training habit this week? Write it in the comments. And if you're ready to stop talking and start training, subscribe, because you're a builder, not a spectator.